What is Kaido power? What is his history? What his goals? When we see him in the series, Kaido is by far the most anticipated and hyped Yonko in One Piece. Out of all the Yonko, Kaido is the only one we know nothing about as far as appearance and voice goes. I will be discussing the appearance, habits, personality, and abilities of the world's strongest creature. What we know so far. Kaido is a Yonko. Kaido is known as 100 Beast Kaido, and the world's strongest creature. Kaido isn't human. Kaido has an army of 500 artificial DF users. Kaido is Doflamingo's biggest client. Kaido is short-tempered and stubborn. Kaido tried to intercept WB and clashed with Shanks. Kaido is feared by Doflamingo of all people. Kaido is feared by Kinman and Momonosuke. Kaido has ex-Drake as an underling. Kaido defeated Moria and slaughtered his crew. Kaido is supposedly a target of the Luffy Law Alliance. What might be true about Kaido? Kaido is a Dwarf. Kaido has a mythical zone DF. Kaido made a deal with Shanks. Kaido plans to go to war with Shanks. Kaido is being targeted by the Kid Apu Hawkins Alliance. Kaido owns Wano country. Kaido was once an ally/member of the WB Pirates. Kaido knows about Poseidon. Personality. According to his known actions and hype, Kaido is short-tempered, ruthless, ambitious and cruel. Even Doflamingo, a ruthless, ambitious, cruel and powerful man in his own right, fears Kaido. A testament to Kaido's cruelty is beating down Gecko Moria and making him watch his crew get slaughtered. Moria has giant stitches from his forehead down to his neck and is traumatized by his experience with Kaido. The question is, why didn't Kaido kill Moria? This makes me believe that one of Kaido's habits/traits is beating down arrogant green heron captains and slaughtering their crew. For further evidence, let's look at Eustace Kid. Like Moria, Kid was an arrogant greenhorn who didn't rely on anyone. At Spuddy, Kid tried to kill Apu and was heavily annoyed by the thought teaming up with Luffy in Law, or anyone for that matter. When we saw Points Kid, he had scars, a mechanical arm, and was making an alliance with Hawkins and Apu. Of all people Apu. These brings out two questions. Why didn't the one who injured Kid so badly kill him? Who can back Kid so far into a corner that he'd make an alliance of all things? Kaido is the only one who fits that description. Kid attacked Kaido, failed and paid the price. Appearance. Judging from his nickname, it is heavily hinted that Kaido isn't human and is literally a beast. We only have one silhouette of Kaido and his face was portrayed as being huge just like Big Mom. Big Mom is bigger than WB, so this may imply that Kaido is just as big as her. If not, Kaido could be a Dwarf. A very common trait among Dwarfs are their large heads. This could explain why Kaido has a short temper. People make fun of him due to his harmless appearance and he reacts to it by beating them down and slaughtering their crew. This could be why Luffy is so scared of Kaido. He's worried about his family. Also, we all know Luffy would laugh at Kaido. In case you're thinking, why would Oda make Kaido a Dwarf? Why not? Not all characters are what they seem. Bartolomeo and Pika for example. Abilities. Being a Yonko, Kaido is obviously powerful, but does that power comes from a DF? The obvious thing to say is that Kaido is a zone DF. We know Kaido isn't human and is a natural beast of some kind, so is a DF really needed? Kaido already portrayed himself as being a beast and Moria and Kid's injuries proves that. He literally tore them apart like a savage beast in the wild. If he does have a DF, the most popular theory so far is that Kaido is the Typhoon DF. In mythology, the Typhoon is known as the father of all beasts. It has snakes for hands, can create other beasts and is huge. It's a good contrast to his rather small, regular appearance. Goal S. The obvious thing to say is that he wants to be Park. If that was all, why the desperate need for a smile? Simple, he wants to rule the world with an iron fist claw. Kaido wants the United Up world to be his territory. No Yonko so far has displayed such an ambition. All Blackbeard wants to do is become the strongest and pirate king. Kaido has obviously been portrayed as power-hungry, and every smart person knows that you can't take over the world on your own. You'd need an army. Kaido first plans on killing Shanks, as Shanks couldn't hold up his end of a deal. Smile is the best and fastest way to build your army's strength. Even fodders will become a threat with Smile. If Smile goes, Kaido will be furious and target the people responsible. That is all for this video. Be sure to rate, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to leave your video suggestions regarding any type of series. Yeah, have a nice day. This video was made by Truck 101 YouTube channel. Goodbye and have an amazing day. Shanks vs Blackbeard final fight. Shanks dies. Do you think this will happen? Will this be Shanks' last fight? It's already been hinted that Shanks crossed blows with Teach sometime in the past. This was first revealed during the conversation between Shanks and Whitebeard. Shanks stated he received an direct attack from Teach. During the Fishman Island arc, I believe there was a panel with Blackbeard holding a claw-type weapon, which is how Shanks received that scar on his face. Do you guys think at some point during New World Shanks and Teach will cross paths and fight each other again? Who do you think will win in this fight? What if Shanks dies during the fight with Teach? Will this help Luffy mature some as a character? I think Shanks and Teach will cross paths in New World. The hints are there. I think we'll get a more detailed flashback on Shanks and Teach first encounter when they meet in the New World. Teach, in my opinion, will defeat Shanks since Teach is a up character in One Piece, plus Teach has been stealing devil fruits in the New World too. We don't know much about Shanks' feats, but it's going to be interesting to see Shanks fight full out, if this happens. When it comes to Luffy as one of those characters, you can't help but like nothing wrong with that. I just think Luffy lacks maturity and wisdom to be an actual captain. If Shanks actually dies from this fight with Teach, I think Luffy will gain a little maturity, which he needs in my opinion. Luffy will eventually be Pirate King, and he will fight with BB for it. He will defeat him. Zoro, Sanji and rest of the crew will fight with BB crew other members. Luffy will have help, of course, it's Shanks. But BB will pull out some big massive destructive attack that will go only in one direction. When I say one direction, I think it will be focus power that one-shots the target. Shanks will not stand by and watch Luffy die within that attack, so he will probably appear at that attack and tries to stop it. That will be BB's final and last atom of power. So Shanks dies, Luffy gets mad and probably says I didn't want any help. Shanks smiles. He doesn't have will of the D. But he will smile. Then Luffy rips apart BB, and takes off his hat and places on him and says I've finally made my dream into reality, this belongs to you, and after that it will something about Pirate King stuff happen. With the introduction of Fujitora, we all know what fights we were going to see. Luffy vs Akainu. Zoro vs Fujitora. Sanji vs Kizaru. What do you guys think? It seems alright to me. Zoro and Fujitora are both swordsmen. Sanji and Kizaru both fight with their feet, and Luffy vs Akainu, it's obvious since he killed his brother. I am not saying that the fights will happen in the near future, near the end of OP I mean. I am sure that they'll get stronger by then. If they can take down an admiral, how else they will be able to beat a Yonko? The Yonko are at the same level as an admiral, maybe even higher. Now in the manga, Luffy plans to take all four of them. If he is able to take down a Yonko, an admiral should be no problem. Luffy and Zoro will be top 5 easily. Strongest, not so sure Sanji will be in the top 10, but he will for sure be one of the strongest, which is what I think you were trying to say. As in top 3. All 3 of them. Not happening. Fuji seems pretty darn old. Only way Zoro will fight this guy is if he's stronger than Kizaru. Which kinda doesn't make sense unless Fuji is still in his prime, but I see anyone at 60 plus out of their prime. Sanji fighting Kizaru is fine and it will happen. Luffy fighting Akainu doesn't even need to be talked about. I guess Jinbai would match the last one. If the Straw Hats can beat an admiral, then Luffy will never become Pirate King, and Oda already explained that with age his body deteriorates and they get weaker. So experience may be good to have, but what can you do with limited stamina? Akainu is Fleet Admiral, then we want to have the other 2 admirals, which is Fujitora and Kizaru. So we want Akainu versus Luffy, Sanji versus Kizaru, and Zoro versus Fujitora. They still aren't powerful to take an admiral right now, but we haven't seen how powerful they really are, not even Luffy. In Fishman Island arc and Punkazet arc they didn't fight quite serious, maybe except Luffy, and I'm taking about Zoro, Sanji and the rest. Even Luffy, I believe he hasn't shown his true power yet. Be sure to rate, comment and subscribe, and have a nice